Good morning. This is Ogle's Fish Room. I just fed my betas. Well, I fed everybody, but I'm just showing my betas this morning. This is the crown tail, one of my most recent fish. Second recent, I think. Anyway, his coloring is just breathtaking. I consider myself very fortunate. I was buying him, and one of the other employees said, "Holy cow, I did not see him." He said, "I would have bought him if I'd seen him, but I've been busy. I didn't check him when he came in." So I feel very fortunate because sometimes the employees do get first choice, which I understand. They're seeing them, they're unpacking them, they're seeing them first. So I have some of my watchers ask me where I get these beautiful fish. I get them at the same place you do. It's just I'm fanatic about going there on the day they are delivered. This is actually a reasonable price, $10 crown tail at Pet Supermarket. Absolutely breathtaking. I've said this before. Haven't been terribly impressed with the crown tails because I think they look shaggy or like something's wrong with them. This is what my old bettas look like when they're getting ready to die. But anyway, no, I'm just joking. But his coloring, he's a dark blue with red fins, with a little bit like the ventral fins, which are the long ones coming out just back of his gills. They are blue, and as you can see, there you go, a little bit of blue drifting into the base of the fins where they come out of the body. I just think he's breathtaking. I'm trying to catch them while they're feeding and they're moving around quite a bit. But anyway, Pet, I'm sure I've said this to you before, and he's got this whitish stripe on his nose, down his back or his head, which I absolutely love. I'm trying to, even his side fins are quite unusual. Okay, anyway, back to reality here. Pet Supermarket gets their fish shipment in on Tuesdays. Pet Smart gets their fish shipment in on Thursdays. So now this one here is from Pet Smart. He was $7.99, which I consider just a deal and a half. Look at this finnage. Absolutely friggin' gorgeous. And I'm going to be quite frank. It was one of those days where I had a beta pass away. I wanted another one. When I bought him, he was the prettiest they had, but that's not saying much. He just didn't look like this. I hate to keep giving myself pats on the back, which has hurt my right arm. But anyway, I do give my tanks some credit for the coloration. I believe that if you stick them in a bowl, they are never going to look like this. I believe this is the product of feeding them correctly, giving them an environment that makes them feel safe and secure. Look at all the foliage he's got to hide behind. When he first came in this tank, it's like I could hardly see him for days. He hid so much. And so I went crazy planting these up. This one right, I believe, was the only plant in the tank other than the ones actually on the wood. But I started planting heavily. He started coming out more. And he's not as shy as he used to be. But I just believe all these factors go together to help these fish feel comfortable. I'm sorry, I'm shaking here. Let me grab onto something. There you go. Make these fish feel comfortable, like they're in a natural environment. They feel secure. You know, I think he was hiding so much he'd be peeking around out from under a leaf or a piece of wood or something, because he had lived in a little, either in a little baggie or a little bowl the first part of his life, and so he wasn't sure if how big of an area he was in, if there was going to be something big scarfing him up around the corner. So, but he has just turned into a beautiful, beautiful fish. And as I said, when I bought him, he was like the best they had, but that was not saying much for that day. But I was not being patient enough to wait till Thursday to roll around. But look what he's turned into. He is just a breathtakingly beautiful fish. I mean, gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, we're going to go over to the next one real quick. This also is a $7.99 from PetSmart. Again, if you get there on Thursday, probably about midday when they have a chance to get everything open. I mean, it's not like I ever see a line there, people looking at the betas, but I went in the other day, even though I don't have any room, I went in for food or something, and they had about 3 bettas. So they do sell a ton of bettas, and so there are people coming in on Thursdays to, or shortly thereafter, to look and see what they've got. Okay, I'm just going to run through these real quick. I love what I did here. I don't like it when the sand just becomes even. I know it looks that way, but it's not. There's a huge rock here that literally runs from the back, there it is, the back of the aquarium to the very front of the aquarium. It's actually under the sand there, touching the glass. And you just saw one of the coolie loaches come out of the shells. I couldn't find another big rock to separate the, I know it's hard to see, but this does drop down dramatically, several inches here, from the level of this sand here to what's back there. It drops down. And you can see the wood structure back in here. Again, giving everybody a lot of places to hide and to feel comfortable. But I put this conch shell, there you can see one of the coolie loaches climbing in there, to hold this sandback right here. It's the only thing I could find big enough. Anyway, over to the next tank. Where is he? Here he is. Now this is the boy that when I bought him, he was, I mean, pure white, not a speck of color. I actually felt sorry for him because he was in the store for so long. Now this is a veil tail, only $5.50, that came from a pet supermarket. But he was very ugly. His fins were not white, they were clear. He just didn't have a speck of color on him. And look at him now. Oh my God, look at that. That's red, white, and blue if there ever was one, I tell you. Gorgeous, gorgeous fish. I'm waiting for him to swim a little bit before I move on. I just want to show the size of these fins. He's grown up beautifully, beautifully. As you can see, he swims around everything. He's very happy. Got a couple cory cats in there with him and several coolie loaches, which I don't see at this exact moment, and a lot of shrimpers. I love these things. I think they do an excellent job on cleaning because they pick up the tiny pieces of food that the other fish just either don't find or miss. Or now this is one of my newer placats. Well, he was there a minute ago. Well, poop. Come on, guy. He's a real beauty. I wanted to show him to you. Come on. Come on. He's in the back there somewhere. Come on up front. The front of him is whitish with some black spots. He gets more black toward the tail. And some of his finnage is black. Come on. Come on. Come on. Might have some food. There you are. There you are. Come on. A little bit further. Come on. Come on. He says, I'm not trusting you. Well, I'm sorry we can't see him very good this morning, but there he is. Look at those black eyes. I just love that white head with the black eyes. Turn sideways for us. Come on. There you are. There you are. There you are. He's a beauty. Okay, he said enough of that. He's pretty. Okay, now this is my newest. See if he's going to be shy. Oh, there he is. He's my newest placat. Look at these colors. Now, I did, the last one you just saw, I did pay, he's from, both of these are from Pet Supermarket and are rather expensive, but they are gorgeous, especially this guy. They are $16.95. With tax, you're looking at $18. Look at the colors, though. I really hate to spend that kind of money, but I caught him on Tuesday when they just got him in. He was still in the, well, they'd just taken him out of the bag and put him in a bowl, but hadn't actually put him on the shelf yet. And I was asking if there was something wrong with him, and she said, no, we just don't have room for him right now, so he's having to sit over here on the work table. But I had a chance to stare at him for a few minutes and just thought he was gorgeous. Trying to get a full body view here, but he's not wanting to cooperate too much. There he is. Well, the real colorful placats, unfortunately, are a bit pricey. I actually looked him up on eBay, and if you ordered him even from Taiwan, they want $40 for something that looks almost identical to him, and then they want $20 for shipping. So we're talking $60. So that made me feel a little bit better about paying almost $20 for him. I paid $18. But he's small. This is only a 2.5, as you can see. This is kind of one of my temporary tanks. I've got it sitting on an empty 10-gallon, sitting on the floor. I'm waiting for one of my other big, older. Let me move back to where I was. Older. Well, where'd you go now? Oh boy. This is the pink and white one. Where are you? Well, darn it. Oh, there he is, right here in the corner. He had. He thinks he's hiding. Come on. There you are. There you are. Hey! There he is. Look at that cutie. Look at that cutie. He is a beauty. I've shown you him before. He's the one that had the, I had a bad snail problem in here, and I put a couple yo-yo loaches, even though they were small. I didn't see them doing anything to him for the longest time, and all of a sudden, I looked in here, and they were up attacking him and chewing on his fins. So the white part of his fins, good lord, he just disappeared again. The white part of his fins got chewed off. They were pink or red, and when they grew back, they were white. But he is in good health. He looks fantastic now. I'm sorry he's hiding in the back. But we're going. He was a veil tail, by the way, the 550 at Walmart. Super Pet Supermarket. Okay, here's another veil tail from Pet Supermarket, 550. Totally white except for dark blue dorsal fin, dark blue stripe on the pectoral fin. I think he's lovely. That's his side of a 10-gallon here. I've just planted some more plants in his tank, and he actually goes in here at night. I've found him many times when I've looked in here and can't see him. His little head's poking out of the cave here. Isn't he a cutie? Okay, this is, Let's see. This is, I believe in the. I can't tell. No, I think this is a half moon from PetSmart. Isn't he a beauty too? Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful. Those are nearite snail eggs on that. They don't hatch, but they're just obnoxious looking. Anyway, that's his side of his half of the 10-gallon. Okay, I'm trying to move along. I did not mean to talk this long. Where is Mr. Creamsicle over here? Oh, he's in the far back. White and orange. Very pretty. I'm really loving him. He's a beauty. I'm going to try to move fast. This is his side of a 20 long. There you go. I'm kind of proud of the work I do here. This is a little seashell holding some sand back, so it creates a tunnel here where he goes under and around quite often. It drops down in the back. These pieces of wood are kind of holding the sand back here. This goes down in the sand quite a few inches actually, and it's holding that back, and it drops down back there. A lot of Anubias in here. There he is back there. These little guys are pygmy cory cats. They do not get any bigger in this. They're just about an inch, maybe even a fraction. Well, one of them's an inch. And I've had these for a while, so they're about as big as they're going to get. They're 5. Had 2 for the longest time. Could not find any more. Finally ran into 3 at one of the stores and bought them, and all 5 are doing fantastic. I'm trying to let you see the 2 in the back there. And there's one. Anyway, they seem to stay in this little corner. They do venture out from time to time and get some food on the other leaves and stuff, but they seem to come back to this little corner, and they feel safe there or whatever. And here's another guy here. He's a half moon. He was from. Now, he actually was from Pet Supermarket, and I did pay too much for him. But that's life. You do that every now and then. Okay. This placat is, to me, gorgeous. One of the guys that works at Pet Supermarket in the land had bought him. And I thought he was gorgeous when I saw him in the store, and he disappeared. I assumed he'd just been bought and didn't think about him for quite some time. A few months roll by, and I come back in, and there he is. I'm going, well, there can't be 2 that look just like that. So I questioned about it and found out that the guy that bought him, that worked there, decided he was just too dark. He likes lighter colored Bettas. That's no problem. And I scarfed him up immediately. I think he is gorgeous. If you look closely, you can see that he's not solid. He's like dark and light blue spots. I'm sorry, I'm trying to, well, he's moving quite a bit there. Anyway, that's his tank. It's another 2.5. He seems to be okay with it. And he is small, and he really won't get any bigger. There he is up top again. But he's a sweetie. I love him. He's working out great in here. There he is. If you look closely, you can see a little bit of red on those pectoral fins. Little red spots. Very nice. I'm happy with him. He wasn't cheap either. He was $16.99, let's say $17. You add tax, 18. Okay. But I don't do that very often. It's kind of rare. I have to really like something to pay that kind of money. Now this guy is the last one I'm going to show you. I'm not going to show my other tanks. These are just the Betta tanks. Well, he was there a second ago. Darn it. Come on, big guy. Anyway, this is his tank. This is a 5, not a 2.5. I've got about 10 to 12 of these little guys you see in the back. Those are bumblebee gobies. I've said this before, but in case this is the first video of mine you're watching, If you look these up, everybody says that they won't eat anything but live food. I disagree with that. I have learned, and really, well, first off, I've had these guys for a long time. I did just recently add some more, but they've still been here a couple months. Where's that guy? There he is. Okay. I just love them. They just sit around on things. But the trick with the food thing is if it's moving. If it's moving, if you first put it in and they see it moving around with the water current, which as you can see I have a bit in there. I've got an outside filter on this as well as a sponge filter which moves there you can see the surface bubbles, moves the surface. If the food is moving, they think it's alive and they will eat it. Now, it's very similar to bettas. There he is. Very similar to bettas. They will eat the food if it's moving. Once it stops or hits the bottom, they lose interest because they realize it's not alive. But as long as it's moving, even just with the current, they will eat it. Here he is. He's a beauty. Now, he's supposed to be a placat, but he's a half-moon placat. If you see his fins, and then I'm going to turn the video off, you know why I call him a full moon placat, because his pectoral fin is huge. Unlike the placat bettas you just saw a minute ago, this one is a placat, but his finnage is simply much larger. When they bred him to be a half moon, his pectoral fin kind of got in the genetics there and grew quite a bit, because as you can see, he's much bigger than a normal placat. And look at the coloring, black or dark blue when he's in the light, with white tips on all his fins. Absolutely breathtaking. Okay, this is Ogle's Fish Room signing off. I thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. Please take care of yourself. I hope you're enjoying the hobby. And thanks for joining me in my videos. You have a great one now. Thanks again. Bye-bye.